many people, based on their theoretical knowledge, wrongfully assume that if I, for example, for my import and export business, I buy products from Guangzhou, wholesale market or EU wholesale market, then they wrongfully assume that my company should be located there. Actually, that's not the case. It's entirely wrong. Why? Because
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Let's say for some people, they want to enter the Chinese market. They want to start a business in China as an overseas entrepreneur. So what's the process?
Well, it's year by year getting easier and easier. Actually, we talk about this on our channel on YouTube as well. But generally speaking, there are two ways to start a company here. One is under your existing company. If, for example, you have a company in your country and use that as a mother company, you can start in China, like a daughter company, a branch, a subsidiary. But the second one is you can directly start under your own name, individual name. In either case, you will just, before coming to China, you will have to contact the Chinese embassy and get all of your documents legalized to be used inside China, including your passport, your existing company's set of documents. And that's all, basically. If they want to start from distance, for example, it's also possible. But for account opening process, the company director should be present in China in person. And that's pretty much all. But of course, there is one difference. For example, compared to Western countries, the time frame in China, it takes a little bit longer than other countries. In many countries, maybe this process is standardized, but in China, there is a human element still. Although China is one of the developed technologically top countries, but these aspects, they check manually every document, everything is so.
Yes. So for those of them, they are considering which city is the best, right, for them to register a company in China. What would you suggest?
This question is actually asked frequently. I get this question a lot. And the answer is unfortunately not straightforward. Why? Because just like in any other country, we have a lot of cities, a lot of regions in China. So the best city or best location probably depends on your end goal. What do you want to do, basically, and what kind of business you want to start. For example, if it's just import and export company, I would recommend Shanghai because again, many people, based on their theoretical knowledge, wrongfully assume that if I, for example, for my import and export business, I buy products from Guangzhou, wholesale market or EU wholesale market, then they wrongfully assume that my company should be located there. Actually, that's not the case. It's entirely wrong. Why? Because for one fact, Shanghai, although it doesn't have any, wholesale markets, the Shanghai port is one of the busiest ports in the world, not only in China. And even if your company is located in Guangzhou or, for example, in EU, your import and export, goods, they actually leave Shanghai port or, cross Shanghai port. So it's much more easier to establish company here. And also logically, it is right to establish a company here than, for example, some remote city, remote region. And another thing, why do I recommend Shanghai, is Shanghai has been actually historically the trade city. This is where the trade started in China. This is the home of trade, basically. And therefore, the infrastructure you get in Shanghai is one of the most developed in China, in entire China. I mean, infrastructure for business owners, let's say, because all these banks, for example, they are more business-friendly banks than compared to other smaller cities. Or the government offices, they are more, internationalized, stuff. If you, for example, just like in this example, some clients, some people, they don't speak Chinese, unfortunately. So basically, I was saying, all right, yeah, most of the government infrastructure in Shanghai is entrepreneur friendly and also foreigner friendly, I would say, compared to other parts of China.
Yes.
And definitely, yes, if they do their research on these regions and cities, etc., they will come across with terms like tier one city, tier two city, etc., etc. In China, I would recommend everybody to pick one of these tier one cities, especially if you haven't done any business in China before. Of course, if you have done business in here, you wouldn't ask this question in the first place.
Yes.
But yeah, for newbies, definitely you need to be in the developed cities. You don't want to be in some remote place, because I receive this question a lot. Like I said, some people assume that, well, especially the young, entrepreneurs maybe, or with the budgets limited, maybe they want to save some money, and probably they want to base in, tier two or tier three cities. But I say, okay, that's no problem. You can save some money, but later on in the long run, you will be spending a lot of energy, or maybe potentially you will be spending more money for building your business, because there's the infrastructure is not developed yet. And you will face a lot of problems, especially with the banks or the government offices. And that's actually true in many countries as well. Logically speaking, if you go to less developed or less active or less, entrepreneur friendly cities in many countries, you will face the infrastructure not developed enough. So you end up spending a lot on that, and your time will be, wasted as well. Yeah.
Yes, yes, that's right. And in Shanghai, actually, there are so many opportunities you can meet as a business owners, entrepreneurs, especially at the trade shows. There are a lot of opportunities that you don't get in some smaller cities.
Exactly. Also, like, especially, that meetups, trade shows, events going on in Shanghai and all these other big cities as well. And plus, on top of that, if you want to hire local talent, Shanghai is full of skilled employees, potential employees, workforce, basically. Yeah. So that's why recommended. I don't want to be like biased, towards Shanghai, but still, if you ask me which city is the best, I would boldly say, irrespective of field, irrespective of what kind of business you want to start, my three choices would be Shanghai, Shenzhen, and Beijing.
Yeah.
So these are the three locations I would recommend, definitely.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So far, Jasur and I are working on a book about business Chinese, and you will learn the corporate language in Chinese business etiquette, and how do Chinese people think. And it will definitely help you to have a wild success in China. And to grab the book, you can click the link in description below and scan the QR code on the left side.
Maybe you have been following me for quite some time now. You've been watching my videos for a period of time. I want to hear from you how my work has impacted your life and your Chinese learning process. I want you to comment below and share with me your story, because that's what gives me the drive, the motivation to create more, to inspire more. I do read every single one of your comments, so I look forward to reading your story.